back to Chapman True. We're here. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out our first introductory video, this is our new channel, and we are what some would call entrepreneurs, business people of business. We've done a few things in the past 15, 20 years. Yeah, I mean,
we've just been doing stuff.
Yeah, we've been going. We've been running. We've been going. So we wanted to get you guys a little caught up on. Basically, we landed back in the States last May, and we decided to dive into real estate investing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is our main focus here in Los Estados Unidos, here in the United States. And we're just going to catch you up on what's happened in the past 7 months almost. So that we can get you guys caught up, and then we can just kind of move on from there, and we can dive into our current project and then break apart some of our other projects, and then talk about all the little things that you need to build a business, all these kind of things, the how-tos. So anyways, let's dive into May, landing back in the United States from Costa Rica. Where were we?
May 2020.
May 2020.
2020.
Pandemicing.
The infamous 2020.
And famous even.
We are crazy. We moved from Costa Rica to the United States, middle of a pandemic, and lived in 4 houses in 1 year.
Four. 1 year. Yes.
2 countries, 4 houses. Yeah. So, why did we do all that? It's all your idea.
Yeah.
All your idea.
Yep. I hate just comfort. I hate just chilling out, you know?
Yeah, you do.
I was like, hey, let's keep on moving.
Hey, I like chilling out. I like comfort, but I also like opportunity.
Yeah. And I said, hey,
and growth.
You've been supporting this journey, the Costa Rica dream. We did that in the jungle with spiders and snakes and tarantulas and iguanas and all the crazy things and all the crazy stories that go along with running a bar in the Caribbean of Costa Rica.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was an amazing journey, but it was time to go ahead and embark on this new journey, which is her passion, and I am here to do what I can to help out.
So, we moved to the United States with 3 dogs. 3.
They're all great.
1, 2, 3.
They're great.
They're gems. We love them. And they were all his idea. You begged me for these dogs.
Yeah, it's like whatever I can do to have more responsibility every day.
Yeah.
Please give it to me.
Like, I had to say no. He wanted to adopt like 3 more, and I said absolutely not. This is getting insane.
Yeah, I've got 4 in the cart on eBay right now.
So, imagine moving in the middle of a pandemic. You've got 3 dogs. We were looking at a house to purchase up here because we had 3 dogs, and renting with 3 dogs, if you don't know, it's pretty hard. People don't want to rent to people with 3 dogs, even though 1 was little. I'm like, what? I mean, can't we just like add him, like disperse him between the 2? Like, anyway.
They don't care.
They don't care.
But luckily we found somebody that...
We did. So we found somebody who was actually in an interesting situation. They were about a week out from closing their house on a new home of theirs, but they needed a rental contract on their current home. And so...
They're very flexible.
They're very flexible with us.
They
allowed the dogs, and they gave us because we were looking to purchase a home. So I just asked the question, hey, what if like we're looking for a new home? What could the lease terms possibly be? And they said, we'll sign a year lease, but we'll give you 30 days. Like if you just give us notice in 30 days, then it's fine. Worked out really great for our landlord, by the way. I mean, they didn't even lose a day in rent because we allowed the people to come in, see the place, do the whole thing. And yeah, we moved out, they moved in, they didn't lose a day of rent, everything just went great for them. So it was really a win-win all around. So we moved in May. We'd been looking in the same neighborhood as our family. So our brothers my brother and sister-in-law, his brother
Mm-hmm.
and sister-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
and their daughter Kenny. So if you watch Makai's World and you see Kennedy in those videos, that is Kai's cousin. They grew up in Costa Rica together for the first couple years of their life. Their family moved here. They're in this really great neighborhood here in Charleston that we also fell in love with when we came here on vacation. We wanted to be in this neighborhood. It was a dream that we had of being able to allow Makai to ride his bike to his cousin's house and they could play. I mean, we even were like, how can we figure out how to be next door neighbors? But the scenario didn't pan out that way. We got real close though. So in May we moved into a townhouse, barely just unpacking our 3 suitcases that we were at, and a house came up in the market. The other thing is I didn't want to buy retail. I didn't want to buy a house retail. This came out of the market. It came on the market about $40,000 under market value for the same similar homes in the neighborhood. It needed a new roof. It was kind of outdated. There was an entire jungle living in the backyard and on the fence. So it needed a little bit of work. It wasn't, we could still move in though. It wasn't like inhabitable.
It was great to me. I mean, we just came from Costa Rica. That was good.
No, we were super loved. So it was our first home together.
Yeah, I could.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, love the house. We're like, great, we're here. Put an offer in May, closed July, moved. So that was the 3rd place that we had lived in. We're kind of kicking back on, all right, here we go. We had some land in Costa Rica still. We ended up selling it in September.
Whole other story.
Whole other story. So sold the land, and we're like, hey, let's start this real estate venture. So I have a consulting company, as you know, which I adore. I love consulting. I love working with business owners, talking through their finances and doing all those things and helping them become profitable. It's just something that's so exciting to me. But my other passion that I just really love is real estate. It always has been something that I've wanted to do. If you heard back in the first video, I was involved in the crash of whatever, 2007, 8, 9, that whole shebangle that happened, which everybody knows about. And got out of it, we moved to Costa Rica, and now here we are. I have an opportunity to jump back in and do this thing. I'm so excited about it. So sold our land, had this opportunity to do this next venture, just giving a little bit more leeway, a little bit more breathing room to do that. And there had been a house that I have been looking at, still in the same neighborhood that we're talking about, still in the same neighborhood that we just moved into. It was a foreclosed home. So I was watching the process, I was going through this foreclosure, and I was keeping my eye on it. And there's just something about it, you know, when you see something or you feel something, you feel like you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was watching it and it looked like a great opportunity. So we were looking for our first flip to do. This house came on the market and I was like, I called him. I mean, the second it hit the market, I was calling him. I was calling him and Abasi. Abasi is his brother, the realtor, our realtor. And I was like, hey, there's a house right in the same neighborhood. It was foreclosed on. What's going on with it? We got to move on this.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the dynamic. You see how it is. She was going. Me and my brother on a trip, going up to Myrtle to hang out, do something. I forget exactly what we were going up there for. And she's just texting, blasting, testing, get in touch, do this, blah, blah. And
I get it done.
Yeah, I mean, this, you know me, just kind of glossed over it. Hanging on out. And so anyways, he talks to the agent and come to find out that it's not just a normal sale, it's a
HUD home.
Right.
Which, HUD what? I had no idea. I didn't know what that was. So essentially what it is it's a government program where they want to put people into homes in good neighborhoods for a good price. So maybe some neighborhoods that have gone a little bit higher in the market, things like that. So HUD bought this home and it went up for sale. What we didn't know until we called and found out is that they would only for the first week accept owner-occupied offers. So we had a decision to make.
Right. So the market at this point is just going wild. I mean, as soon as something's on the market, it's gone in hours or a day or whatever. And we knew that as soon as the investors could get in, it was going to get bid up and all kinds of things because it was coming in at such a good price.
So I said, hey, you want to move again? It's closer to our family. Like we could be there in a minute walking versus 10. I think it was just taking like 10 minutes to walk. I mean, same neighborhood. We were so close. Like almost can see their house.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to move. Again, I literally had the week that we're moving out, I'm just getting to a flow again, back into the saddle, just back on the saddle, ready to just kind of knock out the world. And she's like, let's do it again.
That's how things happen.
But it was a good opportunity, and I appreciate the opportunity.
So, what was so great about it? We increased our equity position in both houses, and it's still increasing by close to $100,000.
$100,000. What?
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
We reduced what we were paying out. So we were initially when we moved from our townhome,
which is
the place that we were renting over here, and then we moved to our first house,
which I'm guessing is around there somewhere.
Yeah, we saved $300 a month between the mortgage and what we had been paying in rent. So that's awesome.
Amen.
So then,
yes,
this new move.
Yep, new one.
This mortgage, because interest rates went down a whole point from just the time the few months that we bought.
Not a half point, a whole point.
Awesome. And we bought the house even a little bit lower. $200 less.
Wow,
so
just saving money.
Yeah.
Just clipping coupons over here.
Clipping coupons, building equity, growing our family wealth.
So.
Right.
There we are.
Here we are, moving and shaking. We had to move in. The thing about this house, however, was two things. I called the mortgage guy. I was like, hey, can we do this? We just bought this house. He's like, you can. And we're like, okay, great. So let's do it. He said, the only thing is, remember back with that whole rental situation that when we moved, we were in the same boat as those people who were trying to rent their house. He said, you just need to get a lease on the house before it closes. So just by, how like when things are just meant to be, kind of like you and me.
Yeah, that's
when things are just meant to be, things tend to fall into place, right? And sometimes you have to push for them. Sometimes you have to whatever. But it just essentially a renter fell into our lap. Our brother and sister-in-law, my brother and sister-in-law, Krista and Abasi, their friend was moving. And they're like, hey, we need a place. And they're like, hey, we have a place.
Hold on. Taco snort. Taco! That's why we can't have you in here. This is our dog that moved up with us from Costa Rica. Jungle dog. He's like retired jungle mafia.
But he has to be in the room with me. That's the thing.
All right. Anyway. So we found renters. It was amazing. Everything worked out in that scenario. So from there, what happened?
We had to move. We had to be out of our house, rented, into this new house in
a little under 3 weeks. From the time of closing. So we had to close, and this isn't just, it's not a retail house, not ready to go. It was a foreclosed home with exposed floors, holes in the ceiling. We had no idea exactly what we were getting into outside of the inspection that we did on it. So we knew that there was a lot to happen before, especially her, would be comfortable living in this house. Because I can pretty much live anywhere.
You wouldn't. Did you walk into that bathroom? Did you walk into that bathroom? There wasn't floors. There was holes in the ceilings. It was a beautiful disaster. I was so excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in a jungle for...
So,
anyways.
I'm always up for a challenge, right? So, and don't tell me that I can't do something.
You can't not do something.
So,
So
you can't get this place renoed in this amount of time and move in. Was it fun? Was it fun? Not really. But we did it. We made it happen.
We're still doing it.
We're still doing it.
As we speak.
We got it to an acceptable point when we moved in. It didn't have countertops when we moved in, but they came in the day.
Whatever.
Anyway, here we are.
And looking into the future, we didn't stop there.
We've been tearing through, looking at properties, doing analysis on deals coming into the market. We've been growing our knowledge and learning and expanding.
We've been moving and shaking. We've been going. She's been tearing through things, and we found an opportunity through a wholesale community here where we live and where we've been checking out the deals. We've been, she's been scouring the MLS, but everything is super competitive right now. And we found a wholesale opportunity, went out, checked it out, and that is our next project. So what we're gonna do here in the very near future is kind of walk you through the whole process on that. And then we're gonna get back to talking about what happened on these other properties and all the different things. And then on the side, we're gonna tell you about certain little ins and outs that you might not think about when getting into investing in real estate or even just starting a business. So we're gonna take pretty much the knowledge that we've gained over these years and the little details, ins and outs, and try to convey them to you so that you can do this yourself, or you can not do this yourself, or you can just take little bits and pieces or just follow the journey. So that's pretty much where we are today. And we are Chapman True, and we are going to try to keep this going and keep bringing out content, I guess you'd call it, to you guys so that you guys can see the journey and hopefully learn something along the way as we learn along the way, because we don't exactly know what we're doing, but we're gonna have fun, we're gonna grind. She's probably gonna grind harder than I am, but I will definitely be there to support in any way that I can. So yeah. Okay, so follow us on this journey. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share, do all those kind of things that they say to do on YouTube. And we're going to keep on coming at you with more videos and some edutainment, education, and just follow us. Watch us make mistakes. Watch us make some great things happen. Maybe not such great things happen, but here we are on our next journey. Here.
Yep.
I said here again.
This is where we are.
All right.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
We'll see you later.